What we're going to do is pull our tail wheel out and do a little bit of work here. We're going to cut these ears off, and we're actually going to redo the ends of them and save a little bit of weight. Anyway, these ears have been acting as a device to keep them from going all the way around, and what I want to do is I'm going to make a little change up in here to prevent that problem. Anyway, I need to clean the thing up real good anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Now, we've got a screw up here that we loosen up, and then we take that loose, and you notice it just dropped right down. Well, what happens is we'll cut this off, and we'll cut that off, and it falls on the floor. But that's what we're looking at. Now, you might notice a little bit of dirt and looks like mud on the front of it. Well, if you've been following along, I've been having problems with oil. I'm going to say leaking and dripping and blowing overboard and whatnot. And you mix that with the soot and the ash that's been in the air, and you go out and you go flying, and that's what you get. That's what we've been breathing for the last 30 days. Anyway, I got a little change I got to make right down in there, because this is all made out of .028 except the vertical piece, and it's made out of .035, and so I need to put a little stiffener right there to stiffen that up. It seems to be working, but I was out bouncing around in the weeds and the off-road stuff one day, and off taxiway, and bent it there, so I want to reinforce that just a little bit. But anyway, got a roll pin through the top up there. I'll have to drive that out, and got a bushing down here in the bottom, and this spring, it took me a couple of 3 tries to get a spring I needed. As I recall, that one come from McMaster Car. I'll look it up, and it's a 5/8 inch, actually a little bit larger than 5/8 inch on the inside, and it's rated something like about 120 pounds of loads on it. So anyway, you can see the bolt up there. I don't know whether you can hear this on the camera or not, but it's sprinkling. And there's the bolt. I just took a 1/4 28 bolt, ground down the end of it, get rid of the threads and give a nice flat surface, and that goes in right there. And you don't want to go too far in, and then you put a lock nut on it. Now, I welded a nut, 1/4 28 nut, to that vertical tube. Now that vertical tube needs to be sized so that this slips up in it. Plenty of room, but you don't want a lot of slop either. Anyway, that's what we got for tail wheel, and after using it, I like it. As a matter of fact, one of these days when I redo ORV, I'm going to go to this type of a tail wheel on ORV. Compared to the other options, it saves weight, it's a lot simpler. Now the springs, what I've done is I went to the hardware store, got me some springs, got me some wire, and made some captured springs there, so I have the spring and they aren't going to come loose. Now I've got safety wire in there right now, but I'm going to go to a little bit of a chain, but the safety wire would probably last for quite some time all by itself. Anyway, I'll let you go for now.